All right. And hold on, actually. Let me make sure.
Hold.
Okay. That's better, isn't it? All right. Ready?
I'll be
In
ready.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Sims Complete. He's Phil Sims. I'm Matt Sims. And hey, that is not a mistake that you see there on that lower hand of the screen right now. If you are watching our show right now, FanDuel is a new sponsor of the Believe Network. That is a big deal for us, big guy. FanDuel, you've worked with them in the past too, with bringing some fantasy stuff and some different margins and things like that. So really excited for this collaboration with FanDuel and the Believe Network. And here we are in Sims Complete, getting into camp season a little bit further. And exciting news: we got a game tonight, big guy. We got the Hall of
Oh,
Fame. I mean,
yeah.
is that evil? We got a football game on tonight, much to the demise of a lot of maybe significant others or spouses out there. You gotta sit down and start watching because it's not going to end for a long time.
Yeah,
So
well, after the Super Bowl. But this is how you got to get in shape to do this. So you got to watch tonight, just like it's training camp, so we can get used to doing it. And every time I ask me today, "Hey, you going to watch the game tonight?" And I said to him, "Is it on TV?" And he goes, "Yeah." Well, then I'm going to watch it.
that's right.
So, of course. But first off, the FanDuel thing. Um, I'm trying to think who they got you looking like there.
Yeah, well, that's a logo right there that Believe has made for us. We've had that logo for a long time, so we really appreciated that. About a year and a half into this relationship, you just noticed that that drawing there.
Well, it's the
But
first time I really stared at it. Okay, all right.
yeah, well, I got the jersey on. You got the blazer, looking all professional.
Me, I don't know
No,
what
not
he's saying.
physically in the drawing there,
It's
big
right.
guy.
Oh, okay. I say, hey,
Damn, boy.
I imitate you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Pay
Yeah,
attention.
shit. Hey,
All right.
son. Hey.
Hey, no, shoot.
All
All right.
right,
So
so
good.
let's
Yeah.
go, man. Let's
Go
go.
ahead.
Let's
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 go.
talk some ball. All right, FanDuel. Hey, thank you. We salute you. Let's
Yeah.
do it. All
Let's talk
right,
about the game tonight, real
let's
quick.
talk about it. Go ahead. What are I guess what's for a preseason game like this and the Hall of Fame game? Of course, it's a little unique because it is an extra game for both teams in the preseason. What are some of your expectations for the fans out there, right? For yourself and for the fans to see in this first preseason game?
Yeah. No starters. That's one
Yeah,
thing. More and more. If there is a few starters that have to go out there, it would be for one series. Um, I think as we look at the game, Trey Lance for the Los Angeles Chargers, I would think our guy, the offensive coordinator for the whatever, I think they will try Greg Roman. They
yes, sir.
will try to give him a lot of work and not just typical. Let's hand it off and be safe and get out of this game. They want to see him perform. And I'm not saying Trey Lance is playing for his professional life here, but he could be. I think they need to see that he can handle it, make the throws, be accurate with all the routine throws. I know he's a good athlete, but I think it's a really big game for him. And then the other guy, Matt, that we talked about, I'll let you talk about it a little. What you think? DJ, say his last name.
Uiagalelei.
Okay, good. Thank you. I can't. I'm
Yes,
not.
sir.
DJ, tell us a little bit about DJ.
Well, for DJ, very similar situation. I feel like a Trey Lance, but just kind of happened earlier in his career in college, where a lot of hype, a lot of excitement, productive, goes to his new home there at Florida State, and it really just kind of fell apart. Right, the wheels fell off for him. Not only himself, but the team as well. It really started with that first game of the year over there in Ireland when they played Georgia Tech, who was one of those teams that I think not enough people really understood just how well coached they were and how prepared they were for that football game. But nonetheless, a journeyman through college, now trying to make his presence known in the NFL world. And this first preseason game, I mean, it's tough. It really is, because you're going to be out there for the first time for a lot of these football players as a whole unit, where the communication now is totally different. The management of the game and all that, and you could practice it 1,000 times, but to be in that huddle with the group of guys, right, that are really running some of these plays maybe for the first or the second time of their careers all together is always a big moment, I think, for everyone involved. For Trey Lance, I think you're right. He's at that point in his career now where, hey, you're starting in this first preseason game. There's a reason why, you are in this position. And for him, just keep it simple. Keep it simple, right? And I'm going to use the old cliches here, Phil. Get him in and out of the huddle. All right. Make sure they're lined up. All right. No pre-snap or post-snap penalties. No, I'm just kidding. But overall, it really is, I think, for him, just can he build some confidence with this first preseason game and take that into the next following games? And that's really what it is. Can Greg Roman script up an offense for him to be successful, to use his athleticism, to take some of the pressure off of him of wanting to prove himself and give him a few easy completions? I know Greg did that for me when I was in Buffalo. He did an awesome job giving me a few easy ones to kind of get my momentum going. Unfortunately, I threw the football backwards 50 yards, so that didn't help me. But still, I played pretty damn good because Greg Roman set it up well for me.
I don't remember that throw, but that's
well, yeah,
scary.
Yeah.
But listen, they're going to run an offense. Yes, they're going to run an offense, Matt. This is not going to be typical preseason. I don't think they're going to want to show. They need him to show off a little bit.
Yeah,
and if he can do that, that would be just get him to the next game and get maybe more opportunities with even a better group of players out there. I wonder. I don't think they will. I don't think the Chargers will play their two drafted wide receivers. They probably won't, because I'm sure they want them to be big factors in the regular season when it comes. So not going to take any chances here. And on the other side, just think about Detroit. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank in the Tennessee quarterback. This is terrible. That's now at Detroit, who's been a
Hooker.
I thought so.
Yes, sir.
He's been a disappointment. And last year, Detroit scrimmaged and then played a preseason game against the Giants. And I was telling people, man, I can't wait to see Hendon Hooker. Really liked him coming out of college. Detroit liked him too. They drafted him pretty high. And wow, practice, the game. I think he got hurt in the game a little bit at the end. But everything, I was like the opposite then, Matt. Wow, not aggressive, wasn't aggressive physically, his mannerisms, everything. So I think I would think he's going to play quite a bit tonight too. You got to give backup quarterbacks, you got to give them some reps. And you can't be out there just, it's preseason, let's run, throw a short pass. No, I think you got to play it like it's almost a real game and see what you really got with these backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, and it's possible that we will see a little bit more of a run-heavy attack by both teams, just because you're kind of trying to protect the quarterback as much as you can. You're trying to protect the offensive line and just some of their calls versus certain blitzes, and you don't want to get your young quarterbacks or quarterbacks that are just kind of getting used to playing again unnecessary hits too early in the season. Because there just hasn't been enough repetitions and communication that's taken place on the practice field yet for these guys in these Hall of Fame game. So expect a lot of inside-outside zones. We're going to probably get a lot of boots and nakeds and sprint outs by the quarterback, which I think is always like a go-to in the preseason. For Trey specifically, would not be shocked if we do see just a few run read option plays for him, especially in that low red zone area. I feel like that is just low-hanging fruit for any offensive coordinator and athletic quarterback in the low red zone to get an easy touchdown, because we're excited about stopping the run, making a goal line stand, and let's pull the football to a DN that's really not paying attention because he wants to make the play in the backfield. But, expectations for the game. Yeah, go ahead, big guy.
Well, no, I'm just going to say this. I think the game, as I've watched it every year, I think the backup quarterbacks, when they get in there, it's one time where I think the offensive line, even if it's loaded with rookies and free agents, they're not going to be facing any elite pass rushers. And I have found it to be good protection over the years for these backup guys, and the passing down the field, some of that too. But you're right. They're going to run all the other stuff that they would do with their starters. So there we go. We got a lot. There's a lot to look forward to here. Yeah, it really is. And the Chargers, and Detroit, we got two terrific teams. So Chris Collinsworth's going to have a good time talking about all these guys. That's for sure, too.
Yeah, I mean, and I just love the personalities of the head coaches, of course. I mean, there's a part of me that just wish we could watch like Celebrity Deathmatch old school style with like a young Dan Campbell and a young Coach Harbaugh just in the cage match, just like ripping each other apart, because I feel like both those guys,
Wait,
they wouldn't bat an eye. They'd be ready.
I know, but wait. Would you want to get into a cage with Dan Campbell?
Honestly, I feel like Harbaugh would be the type of guy that'd be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Oh yeah, he would do it. I'm not saying
He'd
that.
be one of those guys where he's like, does he want to be in the cage with me?
Oh
That's what Harbaugh would be like.
well, I know Dan Campbell. He is he's close. You know what I'm saying,
I
man?
know, I know.
I mean, the shoulders on that dude, the head, I mean, everything about him. I mean, so yeah,
Yeah, the traps, the upper thoracic area are very
oh,
well developed in Coach Campbell.
he's the guy when he walks in the room. I don't care who you are. I go, holy Christ, that's our coach.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
There's a
so
presence that walks in with him.
yeah, his presence, his personality, all that. Boy, he's turned out to be a terrific coach. And everybody, what they had is, they already had written what was going to be on his tombstone when he got fired. We're going to bite the knees and ankles or whatever. That was it. And everybody
That's right.
laughed at him for a year. And then the second year is, I thought, really big for him. It wasn't great when in the wins and losses, but the upset Green Bay up there. Last game of the year, Green Bay wins. They go to the playoffs. They lose. Detroit does it. And Detroit played it like it was a damn Super Bowl. And
Yeah.
Jared Goff, and they finally figured out how to manage the game, I think, better and found a way to beat Green Bay. And that was the start. Here we go. That's what we've seen with Detroit here in the last 2 years.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things to kind of highlight here is that the Lions, given their offseason, which of course was a little cut short because of injuries, that we were expecting them to make a deep run and maybe a Super Bowl run, but of course injuries kind of caught up to them there in the playoffs. But breaking in two new coordinators, offensive, defensive coordinators. And I think that's one advantage to playing in a game that typically not everyone's super excited to play in. You're giving your new coordinators just one other opportunity to
Yeah.
just go through the motions, to kind of find out what their tone is and what their procedure is as far as their new routine.
Yeah.
Because this is a new routine for them as far as play callers go.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Of course, number one, we're going to be looking at what even though it's a preseason game and all that for Detroit, we want to see the offense. How's it going to look? And it'll be judged probably like it's a real game tomorrow on TV and everything. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
It's going to Detroit. Yeah. Everybody talks, oh no, we got the guy Chad Morton's there now. He's been there before, all that stuff. Well, it's all good talk, but the reality is that offense was absolutely special in every way. The way it was designed, the way they taught the players, the way they called the plays during the game, how they were, so aggressive, everything. I mean, it was just managed awesome. And look, they would have been in the damn Super Bowl, I think, but the injuries on the defense, it wasn't like they had a few injuries. It was decimating.
Yeah.
And they knew they had to go out there and do what every game? We got to just go for it. We got to score as many as we can because our defense, you can say whatever you want. It was terrible. I mean, it was terrible. I know they had all those injuries, but it was even worse than you could expect after missing, some of their stars. So, well, there we go. We got that game covered. Let's what else?
You got John Moran at OC, you got Kelvin Shepard as the defensive coordinator, and it's going to be a great opportunity again for them to work through some of these Kings. Big guy, so now you wanted to get to what now?
Well, no, Morton, what was his first name?
John.
Damn, I know I've already screwed up two names in this show.
That's all right.
I watched him do his interview today. He's pretty bowled up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hear it. We're going to do it. I've been here. We got it. I mean,
yeah.
Okay. And he looked the part too. He kind of stood there. He's got his arm. And I said, I don't know if I'd want to mess with him. I'm going to listen to him and go, yes, sir. I'll do whatever you tell me, sir.
That's right.
What else would I talk about? Well, this week I spent a couple of days down there watching Giant practice. And, it's different when I spend most of my time watching the one-on-ones with the offensive line and defensive line.
Right.
And, you want to watch the quarterbacks and all that, but you can't really see anything. You can see the ball thrown, which is great. But, yeah, the pass rush and the offensive line, they need both. So, it was like it's two things that got to get done, but it was great watching. And you just go, damn, who could stop any of these guys rushing the passer?
Right.
But Abdul Carter made some moves and did some stuff that I just went, wow. So next week when we do the preseason game up in Buffalo, I don't know how much he'll play, if he plays any, but we got some great film of him rushing the passer. And he has a couple of those plays, Matt, that we talk about. His right shoulder, he's coming from the left side. His right shoulder was about a foot off the ground.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing. And he was tearing up turf, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, he made a second move after he was in that position to kill the quarterback. So that was Brian Burns. He was really impressive. Who else? The D lineman, Toledo, Darius Alexander. I thought he was really impressive too.
Yeah.
Guys doing it. And Thibodeau, boy, he's laying it out there. It was just awesome. And not only that, they were good, but the offense, and I think I wanted to see one guy, Evan Neal. He's playing guard this year for the Giants, and he was really, really good. We watched him in practice and team one day. He did a good job, but in these one-on-ones, man, he's a big dude. And when you're playing guard, you don't have to worry about maybe somebody's speed. They're not going up the field. And it fit him perfectly. And I'm going to say every rep he took, and I'm not exaggerating, every rep he took, he won the battle.
Yeah.
He won. And it's not that he won. I mean, and when you get behind him, which is pretty cool too, you just see he is really wide. He's wide. And he's got a big ass and big legs, and he can anchor. Okay, I just had to say it.
Yeah.
Because it's, you don't see many really good linemen skinny legs. Well, you don't have to worry about him. He's got those big legs, big rear end, and I'm excited for him. I hope he plays in Buffalo so we can just get a little peek, maybe just a couple plays to see if it translates to another group where he doesn't maybe have a great understanding for. But and I'll make these quick. The quarterbacks, I think they've all performed well. 3 days I've watched. They throw it well, and everybody wants to know, how's Jaxson Dart doing? Well, everybody out there, let me tell you, every day I watched him, he got better. You could see just getting comfortable, throwing the ball really well, and his running looks real. He's going to be a factor running the football when he does play. The defense is going to have to be worried about.
Yeah, it's interesting too because Jaxson Dart unfortunately lives and breathes now in the day and age where your practice is evaluated or the stats are kept like it is a regular season game. And I love getting Jaxson Dart threw an incompletion here. He threw a pick six here and all that. I think that was a report from today's practice. He threw a pick six in one of the team drills. Like, okay, I mean, damn. There's going to be some growing pains here no matter what. And it's a little silly. But either way, every time you've been there, you've been impressed by the way that Russell's looked and the way that Jaxson Dart has looked.
Yes, I have. Now, I haven't seen a lot of Jameis Winston. In other words, I know he's getting in there, but when he's in there, it seems like I'm watching whatever. But I've seen some good throws for him. They don't get many. And Tommy DeVito's throwing the ball, as you know, and I know, he's throwing it good. I mean, he's throwing it really good. And so it's just an interesting group. They seem to get along. I do watch them when I can. And the camaraderie between them is very good. They're just playing hard and not worrying about the circumstances that are coming later.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's hard to do, but it looks like they've all right, it's going to be what it is. Let's just play and practice and get along. And, if I hate you, that's not going to help me and it's not going to hurt you, whatever. So it's really, it is cool that way. And Russell Wilson has, you can tell, you can just tell he's the leader of the offense and really the team. I think that's, I I've been hearing that a lot. As I watched it, I can see it. He's pretty calm and he's working hard and all that stuff, of course. But I think it's going well for him. I think they're pretty happy with Russell Wilson. I think they're really happy with Russell Wilson, who he is and how he's practicing.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me either. I would say my one concern that I have for Russell is that yes, it's great now. Just hope that it continues to be that way through November, through December, right? Because that's what it seems like when you read some of the articles and some of the things that were happening behind the scenes with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It did seem like his leadership towards the end of the year got a little stale. And it wasn't quite connecting with the team for whatever reason. And hey, part of that is because they just weren't a very good football team in a lot of ways, and they were struggling to find ways to be explosive offensively, and especially in the passing game. So, but early on, from what I've seen, from what I've read and gathered, Russell's throwing the football really well. Jaxson Dart is showing flashes. Tommy DeVito is still our local hero and always will be that way. And Jameis is, listen, he's Jameis. I mean, he's a doctor, he's a preacher, and he's ready to get on the horses and ride. But
go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I mean, overall though, it's one of those things. We'll see how it plays out. But each one of them brings a really unique style to that quarterback room, which I think is new for the Giants here recently.
Yeah, it really is. Jameis, he is funny.
He is.
They come running by me and he goes, I can smell a good quarterback here, and I'm like,
yeah.
They just go, wow, you just thinking this crap up as he's running and, sweating and hitting me with it, and it just keeps moving. I mean, it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, his personality, it's not fake, man. It's real.
That's right.
He walks in the room and it just changes the environment completely. And pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And tell me, you had an interview with Jaxson Dart and Tommy DeVito. How did that go?
Oh, it went great. Tommy DeVito kept talking about how it just keeps getting better for him. He knows the offense so well now, and it's making him feel good. And you can tell when he plays and he gets in there, he's relaxed and making reads, getting rid of the football. Haven't seen the running aspect come from him too much because, listen, say what, Tommy DeVito has a really good arm. So it's hard to be completely covered because if there's a little tiny window, he's going to try to rip it in there.
Yeah.
But that's been good. And the interview he was relaxed, a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of stuff. And then with Jaxson Dart, I get the days mixed up so bad. It's Thursday. I guess it was Tuesday. It was like 100 degrees on the field.
Yeah.
And I said something about the heat and all that. And he goes, man, this is nothing. This is nothing compared to Mississippi. And I said, oh, come on. Really? He goes, not even close.
Nope. Not even close.
Not even close. But the one, a lot of things, we looked at some of his plays from Ole Miss. They were great. But just talking about NFL football, because he has a good grasp. He understands it's different. He goes, it's different. You throw balls, you think, oh, shoot, he picked it off. I mean, it's you know how it is. He's learning there and loves, and what a shock, Matt. He loves the NFL football.
That's right. The Duke. It's undefeated.
Oh, he just goes, man, the grip on it is so great. And it's if you throw one that wobbles, since there's no stripes on it, sometimes you can't see that it wobbled. I said, man, you're going deep into this here when you're talking that way. Yeah. But really, I had a lot of fun talking to him. It's going to be a good little interview. I hope it's going to come out with the Giants to send it out whenever they're ready. But very open, very cheerful. Really likes what's going on, loves the offense. And he said to Brian Daboll one day, God, I wish we could practice twice a day so I could get more reps. Yeah, you might like that. I don't know if all these big linemen want that. But, yeah really, really good. And like I said, it's a great quarterback room, and we'll see how it shakes out through the preseason.
Yeah, it is exciting. And, we are kind of getting to that point now, too, where we've discussed it so many times this offseason that it's just time for us to watch it and see how it goes and see really who does look sharp, who doesn't look sharp. And that's always funny, too, because you could have a bad preseason, then turn around. The guy in October is the hottest football player in the NFL. And Tommy DeVito is a great example of that. He had a good preseason, no doubt, but then took the NFL by storm later that year in his rookie season. So it varies as far as that goes. And that's for any season, for any team. And that's what makes it so damn exciting. Big guy, I wanted to ask you one last question, though, before we kind of close out, because there's really not much for us to really break down all that much today.
Right.
Is more so just the excitement of Believe and FanDuel and this collaboration going for this season, which is going to be really great too. Get some prop bets probably set up for Big Phil. But the class of 2025, we got Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, Sterling Sharpe, big guy. All right, I'm going to make you pick. All right, who is we can't cut anybody because we only got 4. So we're going to say who you starting on offense, who you going to bench on offense, who you starting on defense, who you benching on defense for this particular exercise.
Well, I don't know if I can even do it. I'll just say this about Jared Allen. I did some of the games and the meetings with him. Man, they were off the charts.
Yeah.
The funny, and I wish I could tell them to you. I'll tell it to you off the computer here.
I mean, why do you even say that to the fans right now? They want to know. Give us something. I mean, just edit it a little bit, I guess, so it's somewhat appropriate. Yeah.
I saw him being interviewed for a long time today with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And, and you could see there he's funny as hell.
He is.
But I can't. It's just
okay.
I can't even get through it I can't even describe it. It just was. He just said so many things. You just go. The first time I ever met him, we did the meeting, lasted about 20 minutes. I was crying because I was laughing so hard.
Right.
I mean, he is wild, and he was wild today on Pat McAfee. He was having fun and letting it go.
Yeah.
And I think they were all sitting there going, "Oh, what's this speech going to be like?"
Yeah, right. And he definitely secured a spot to come back to the McAfee show after that interview, I'm sure.
Oh, he did. Now, and Eric Allen, he was tough to throw against, okay?
All right. Now, okay.
Okay, well, wait.
Did he ever get you?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm sure he did, because he's a really smart guy. He's just a smart guy. But he had Reggie White, Jerome Brown, all those guys rushing the passer. So he would cover his guy, and he knew you only had so much time to throw. Mm-hmm. So if you weren't looking right at him, he's going to go and leave his guy. He would leave his guy and cover people and intercept the ball. I mean, come on. There's never been a guy do this in history in the NFL. And it's not an exaggeration. He's like running back. And if I'm looking over there to the right side, he's on the left, he's there. He just starts fading over there. Oh, I need to get in the action. Yeah, and he got me one time. We're watching a film. I go, that's just, there's something wrong with that. That's But yeah, Eric Allen was special. And of course, Sterling Sharpe, I don't know what else to say. He was a terrific player too. Who am I missing? Who's the fourth there?
Antonio Gates.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I heard your brother talking about it because Tim Brewster lived was it Akron? Is that where he went to school?
Antonio Gates, yes, I believe so.
Yeah, he was a basketball player.
Yeah.
Tim Brewster was calling him.
Excuse me, South Carolina. What am I thinking?
What? No,
I'm sorry. Kent State.
Kent State. I played basketball, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Brewster, he even called me and goes, "Oh man, I got the next guy. He's a football player. He's playing basketball, whatever. Tim Brewster could really go." And he just recruited him so hard and got him to the Chargers where he was coaching. And, the rest is history. I mean, there were plays that I would, even during the season as he was playing with other games, I'd say, well, he just ran the Antonio Gates route that he created. He would run down the field, be looking, but really all he was doing was looking out to the right or the left, whichever side he was on, because as soon as he saw the guy move out of the way, he would break. Right. So the quarterbacks had to really get used to that. But, oh, my gosh, Matt, I saw that ball completed 50 times like that.
Yeah.
And I'd always call it the Antonio Gates play.
That's right.
And it wasn't like he was super fast. He just was super smooth.
Right.
And runner, yeah. And hell, he, of course, You got hands. He's a basketball player. All
Right.
that stuff. I mean, come on, he had it all. He was fun. That was, man, when the Chargers probably had over time 2 or 3 different Super Bowl teams that
Mhm.
just never got it done.
Yeah.
And coaches did it once. Poor Marty Schottenheimer had a kind of a meltdown in one game that cost them a playoff game. And, just whatever could go wrong for the Chargers, it always seemed to go wrong.
Yeah.
They had a lot of good teams.
Yeah,
Go
Antonio Gates. I mean, one of my experience, I was in New York with the Jets, and Rex Ryan is preparing our defense for Antonio Gates, and he goes to one of the young tight ends, and he's like, "All right, you've watched the film, right?" And the young tight end, "Yeah, yes, coach, I have." And of course, there's Rex, like all teeth, man,
Yeah.
and he's like, you've seen the route. I don't know what you call it. Guys open every freaking time. Okay. So just do your best to just do that. All right. And catch the ball when it's thrown to you. Okay. But that's the truth of it. The way that you explain it, the way that Rex was trying to explain it to this young football player on the scout team, there was no route on paper, so to speak. And I'm sure there was no one else on the roster that they would call that specific play to
Right.
because it was just so unique to him. And it kind of just shows you that at times, the coaches, they got all these answers. We got these plays, this plays. But the true art of coaching is just recognizing what your player does really well and allowing him to do it as many times as possible to be successful. And that's what the Chargers did for Antonio Gates, because he was just an unbelievable red zone threat. And I think at one point he was, it was Antonio Gates and Tony Gonzalez that Rex, had in one season, right, for our defense. And during one practice, he's just like, he goes, you know what, we're Coach Thurman, he goes, we're going to make it real simple. All right. We're going to put 2 people on him. Done. He ain't catching the ball. All right. And that was it. And it worked. It worked. It did all right. Yeah. DT was like, all right, hey, sure. Whatever you say, coach.
Oh, that's great. Listen, some guys, and we see it with Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
We see it with lots of receivers, but they just, and I always say this, they just have the knack. It's just sport. It's just part of who they are, and they can just do it.
Right.
And it might not be flashy or super, super explosive or nothing like that, but it's just really damn good.
Yeah.
And like I really, Antonio Gates, it seemed to me like he never ran full speed.
Right.
He just cruising, man. This is cool. I'm just,
Yeah.
it was great. And of course, the same with many of these guys. But I do remember going back a little. I do remember the Jared Allen thing, what we laughed about. And there is no way, I can tell you later, but there's no way I can even fix it to tell you,
Okay.
people out there.
Well, that's a damn shame. And
It is.
yeah, hopefully we'll do some sort of show where we can do like a raw and uncut version of it to share this story. Big Phil's like, no, probably not then either.
No, I'm not going to do it even then.
Yeah. But it's just it's a great class of guys that were inducted this year. And Sterling is a guy too that you have shared with me multiple times, even Christopher, how he was so ahead of what it was like to be kind of that superstar receiver in that generation, that he was really one of the first that was explosive, could take over games single-handedly. And his career only lasting 7 seasons because of an injury. But that being said, you always have said that Sterling Sharpe might have been one of the greatest of all time if he would have stayed healthier because of just how dynamic he was athletically.
I think you said it right. He was the first who just, no matter what, he's going to get open. And he was a different body type and a different type of receiver. And it was just, different. And of course, another one, the Sharpe brothers, they're smart and they just know how to play.
Right.
And Sterling really did. And he had big ass legs and that. And, he was tough. He could catch it and make it work. And he's just another one. Get open, catch it, good running the ball, whatever. I mean, hey, he just had it. And he used it very well, that's for sure. Him and Antonio Gates, how about that group? That's pretty good stuff, those two going in together.
Yeah, so there's the Hall of Fame, man. Yeah, go ahead, big guy.
Well, no, I just heard Jared Allen telling the other story. Like every game he played, the veterans to say, no, you can't do that if you get a sack. We want to see this.
Yeah.
And so, he's a cowboy, like for real.
Right.
Remember, he rode the horse out in Minnesota,
Yeah.
and and he says that he started doing to get the sack and pull the legs up and yeah.
It's one of the greatest sack celebrations that I love it. It's one of my favorite. Him and Shawn Merriman, with the lights off. I like that one too. That was always a classic when I was growing up. So I definitely appreciate it. So we established, all right, Sterling Sharpe, excuse me. He was ahead of his time. Antonio Gates, hey, we don't give a damn what the play is called. Just throw him the ball. All right, that worked.
Well, it's this. Wait, hold on. It's just this. Just run down there and get open.
That's right.
That's kind of what you felt like it was, but there was a great science behind it. But go ahead.
Yeah, and he showed that, Kelsey shows that, Witten showed that when he played. So a lot of the great tight ends kind of had that, like, yeah, that's the route they want me to run, but this is the route that gets me open all the time. So there's an interesting thing that way. And then, of course, we got Eric Allen, who got you, Phil. He got you a few times. I gotta go back and find out exactly how many times he got you. But
I don't know. Yeah, he might have got. Yeah, but once I learned it, I started paying attention to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
Did he catch you as a rookie? Do you think his rookie year was 89 or 90? So yeah, maybe as a young cat, he got you.
He might have. Played down there. Oh my God, it was hard to play well down there that period. They had good corners, good safety, good linebackers, really good pass rushers. And you just go, okay, hang in there. It's going to be ugly, but maybe we can win.
That's right. That's
right.
That's exactly
what it is. So all good. That was great. I'm sorry. I was a little couldn't remember names there, but I'm in between everything right now. Going to the Giants. I'm trying to keep up with the NFL. I'm going to do some college games here this year.
Hey, congrats, big guy.
Yeah. So I'm kind of been into that a little, and
you're getting Morehead State is naming the field after you. That's big news.
Yeah, that's good news. So I'm gonna do that.
You got a lot going on. We now, first of all, don't appreciate the excuses, but hey, we appreciate you trying. All right.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, a lot there, man. But that was good.
Yeah, that's right.
We get back. There's more things to talk about. We'll hit it here next week and get ready for preseason football.
Here it is. It's here. It's that time of year, and that's what's it's so great. It's such a special time of year for the game, for so many families too. Only 53 people make the damn active roster at the end of this month, which is so unbelievable, and a credit to the 53 that make it. And there's a lot of guys that don't make it that are still really damn good football players. And it's not easy. It's not. I was cut 9 times, Phil. And it didn't get any easier, but the first cut was definitely the deepest. Either way, for all the football players that are going out there for the Hall of Fame game tonight, good luck, have fun, stay healthy, cut it loose, and have a great time for your family and for yourselves, because it really is an honor to participate in the NFL in that sense.
Sure it is. Before we go, let me tell this story real quick.
Yeah.
So I heard your buddy Bob Papa today on the radio.
Yeah, hey, fresh what's over there?
We gotta, hey. That sounds like your old coach in high school, Greg Toll. But he was talking about the hitting, this and that,
right?
And I can't remember who he was with, but he played for, I think, Seattle, and they played the Jets the opening game of the year. Now, Bill Parcells, when he coached, he was worried about 2 things: the first game and the second game. Training camp was to get ready for those damn games, and I don't care. We're doing all the stuff that we're going to do in games right there, and it was full speed, hitting, tackling, everything. I was the only guy, or the quarterback was the only person that couldn't be hit, and it was like that. And the camps were horrendously hard. And the guy from Seattle goes, "Yeah, we thought we were ready. We thought we worked hard, and then we play the Jets. They come out here and they smoke us." Just running this over.
Yeah.
And then, he found out that how they practice. He goes, man, I mean, he goes, I think it was like 40 it was a big beatdown.
Right.
But they were trying to make how nobody really does enough contact. And then all of a sudden they go, wait, Andy Reid. And I've seen 2 interviews so far already in training camp.
Mhm.
Stand out there long. They're hitting. It's rough, and they truly go. We're starting over,
Right.
and they go right to the very basics of everything. They do it, and they're one of the few teams you can bet they're hitting like for real.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't have a full knockdown scrimmage before the preseason. One of those.
Right.
Which we did that, and I don't mean to say we and all that because nobody cares, but it is different. And sometimes I wonder, are you doing enough hard stuff and hitting to really get ready for the game to be your best?
Right.
I would say you can't be at your best in these opening games unless there is something you do that you go, oh, okay, that's how it's done, or this is how it feels. I don't
Yeah.
know. So many teams don't hit, and there's a couple that don't even put their damn pads on just to take a picture, take it off, let's practice. So I don't know. It's just it was really good listening to it, and how the ex-player was just going, just couldn't get over it. He goes, how rough. He goes, they were rough, man. They were beating our ass out there.
I love it. I love
Yeah, I
it.
love it too. All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right. Well, hey, FanDuel, believe. All right, it's going to be a great year. We got a lot of exciting things planned with the Believe Network and FanDuel for Sims Complete, and we're just getting started with the season, man. So we'll be back again next week. This is Sims Complete. He's Phil Sims. I'm Matt Sims, and we'll see you next time.